Hello guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel and our channel, and today we are back with part 2 Blue Carbuncle. Last video was off table from 12 to 20, and let's continue from Blue Carbuncle. Last time we stopped at said he. Now let's start. Yeah, the decade of his fortness. Then this hat is 3 years old. These flat brims, curled at the edge, came in then. It it is a hat of the very best quality. If this man could afford to buy a so expensive hat 3 years ago and has no hat since, then he has assuredly gone down in the world. Uh, uh, that that he is a man who leads to sedentary life, goes out little, is out of training, entirely, is middle age, has grizzled hair, which he has had cut within the last few days, and which he anoints with the lime cream, are all to be gathered from a close and examination of a lower part of lining, the fluffy brown dust of the house showing that it has been hung to indoors most of the time. Well, it is very ingenious, said I, laughing, but since there has been no harm done, save a lot of goose, all this seems to be rather a waste of energy. Just then the door flew open and Peterson, the commissioner, rushed into the apartment, dashed with his astonishments. Uh, yeah. The goose, Mr. Holmes, the goose, said he gasped. What of it? Then it returned to life and flapped off through the kitchen window. See here, sir. See what my wife in its found in its crop. He held out of his hand and displayed upon the center of the palm a brilliantly scintillating, I am right here also, scintillating blue stone, rather smaller than a bean's in size, but of such purity and radiance that it twinkled like an electric point in the dark hollow of his hand. Let's continue. Sherlock Holmes sat up with a whistle. The coldness of Morcar Blue Carbuncle, it blurted. It was a lost of hotel como, collision. Presently, so on December 22, just 5 days ago, John Horner, a plumber, was accused of having abstracted in abstracted it from the lady's jewel case James Ryder, an attendant at the hotel, gave evidence at the court, but the stone could not be found either upon the accused or in his room. You see, Watson, your little delicious deductions have suddenly assumed a much more important and Yes, also you can see the word meanings here. And guys, if you have any doubts still here, you can just ask me in my Discord, and I will give you my Discord name and server name, and you can join it, and I will be like most of the time online in it, like 11 in the evening or in the night, and like 8 in the morning. And you can ask me any doubt in Discord, and I will give you that my server's link, and you can ask me there. Anyways, let's continue. Yeah, so less innocent aspect, we we must place an advertisement in all the evening papers. I shall keep the stone. And I said, Peterson, just buy a goose on your way back to leave it here with me, for we must have one to give to it to this gentleman in place of the one which your family is now devouring. Mr. Henry Baker came to see Holmes in the evening. The visitor's appearance confirmed Mr. Holmes' deductions. Mr. Baker gladly accepted the newly brought goose and informed us that he was part of a goose club and had purchased the earlier bird from the Alpha Inn near the museum. Wait a minute. Yeah, this is perfect. Continue. Yeah, so let's continue. And like, um, I don't think so that we can complete this chapter, or yes, we can complete this chapter today in this video only, because after this page there is one page left. So anyways, let's continue. We first visited the Alpha Inn and learned from the ruddy-faced landlord that he had got 2 dozen geese from Brig Regent and salesmen in Covent Garden. Now for Mr. Breckenridge, said Holmes, but button, button up his coat as we came out into the frosty air. Remember, Watson, that thought we have so homely a thing as a goose at one end of the chain. We have at the other a man who will certainly get 7 years jail unless he can establish his innocence. Mr. Breckenridge reluctantly checked his book and named Mr. Oxabot for Brixton Road as the supplier of these keys, and he sold to the Alpha Inn. Suddenly a loud uproar broke out of the stall which we had just left. Turning around, we saw a little fellow and Brigden found in the door of his shawl, shaking his first his fist fiercely at the cringing figure. I have heard enough of you and your geese, he shouted. Get out of here. Ha, this may save us an visit to Brixton Road, whispered Holmes. You will you will excuse me, said Holmes to the man. I think that I could be I could be of assistance of you. Who are you? How could you know anything of this matter? Wait. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I knew everything of it. You are endeavoring to trace some geese. Oh, sir, you are the very man whom I have longed to meet, cried the little fellow with outstretched hand and quivering fingers, means like shivering fingers. But pray tell me before we go farther, who it is that I have the pleasure of assisting. The man hesitated for an instant. My name is John Robinson, he answered with a slight long glance. No, no, the real names, said Holmes sweetly. A flush sprang to the white cheeks of the stranger. Well, then, he said, my real name is James Ryder. This James Ryder is such a fool guy. Means, even after telling lie, he is just telling the truth. Means, like if it's a trap for the James Ryder by this Sherlock Holmes. So means he would just get stuck and he would die. Means not die, but he would be caught because of the lie. No. So right, we can see here that he has said his name John Robinson, but here he has again told his truth name. So means which you can understand means. Um, He's a fool guy. Means also here he should just continue his name as John Robinson, or here he should tell his real name, because of course then he will be considered as a liar, and nobody will what we will say, nobody will listen to him, like kind of. Okay, let's continue anyways. Pray step into the cabin, into the cabin. I shall soon be able to tell you everything which you would wish to know. In half an hour we were back in sitting room at Baker Street. Holmes unlocked his strong box and held up the blue carbuncle. Ryder stood glorious with a drawn face, uncertain whether to claim or to disown it. The game's up, Ryder, said Holmes quietly. I have almost all of the proof which I could possibly need. So there is little which you need to tell me. How did you know of the blue stone, of the con- uh, contrast of Morcle's okay, this is the last page. Anyway, let's continue. Means like in the history of my YouTube channel, this is the longest video because it has crossed 13 minutes, and which is not like that good for my laptop storage, because like let's just because 7 minutes take at least 659 or 58 MB, so like it must be very much, because now it's 14, so it must be of 1 to 2 GB. So let's anyway continue. Who cares? I will delete this video in my file, but not in the YouTube. It will save itself in YouTube. No. So let's continue. It was Catine Cusack who told me of it, said he in crackling voice. I see her ladyship waiting maid. It seems to me, Ryder, that there is the making of a very pretty villain of you. You knew, you knew that this man who Horner, this man Horner the plunder, had been concerned in some such matter before, and that subscription would readily upon him. Rest readily upon him. Just don't see there. What did you do then? You and Kosak made some small job in the ladies' room and managed that he should be the man sent for. Then, when he had left, you rifled the jewel case, raised an alarm, and had the unfortunate man arrested. Ryder threw himself down suddenly upon the rug and clutched at my companions. "For God's sake, have mercy!" he shrieked. "I will tell you all. From the hotel I went to my sister's house who raises geese in her backyard. My sister had promised me for a goose for Christmas. In order to escape suspicion, it I thrust the stone down the throat of one white goose with a barred tail. Later, when I cut upon the unidentified goose, the stone was not there. I went back to my sister's place, but she had told the rest of the geese to the sailman after keeping one for herself. Unfortunately for me, there was two barrel-tailed geese in a lot. "I will leave the country, sir, then the charge against honor will break down." There was a long since broken up by his heavy breathing and by measuring tapping of Sherlock Holmes' fingertips upon the edge of the table. "No more words. Get out." "What, sir? Oh, heaven bless you!" Means like in okay, I'm just getting out of the topic, but just let me say that if in our class, when my or any teacher just says any student to go out of the class, so means we are in like literally in the mood of crying, and here he's telling to be blessed to get out, because yeah, he want to get out of the situation of yes, because this situation is not good for him, and getting out of the situation with means will make him happier, no? So that's why the situation for getting out is the opposite of which in our class happens. I'm sorry if you don't understand what I'm saying, but just bear with me. I suppose that I am committing a felony, but it is just possible, for I am saving a soul. This fellow will not go wrong again. He is too terribly frightened. Send him to the jail now, and you make him the jail but for life. Besides, it is the season of forgiveness, said Holmes after Ryder left room. Means he forgave the rider, because the rider was too terribly means scared and frightened, so he gave mercy to the rider and just tell him to leave. Yeah, that's good when the teacher does it with you. Like, you have just take a situation that you have punched a boy in your class, and teacher is like, "Why have you punched him?" And you just start making excuses, but then suddenly it means you realize that it is Christmas or the end of the year time of date means or your birthday, then the teacher will like, okay, just leave it for today, like she will just leave you like that situation. um yeah, that's it. So we will do sorry. um, yeah, so we will continue with a new chapter, chapter number 10. Even I don't know. Yeah, it's a poem, The Village Blacksmith by Henry Watson Longfellow, and we will continue it in the next video. And yeah, we will complete it in one video only. It's a small poem type kind of thing, or we can just leave it. So, anyways, guys, I hope you you love the video, and if you did like on a video, and if you didn't, you can just dislike, or you can just leave it, it's your choice. And comment your questions or your compliments, or like how was the video, some mistakes or anything which you didn't like. I will try to improve it, and I will come back in few days or 2 or 3 months. And anyways, guys, thank you for watching. And if you also don't forget that like you can ask question in YouTube chat, all means YouTube comment also, but it would take me time, like I would see it after 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 months, and that's why I won't answer you on YouTube chat. So you know you can just ask me on my Discord server. And yeah, I will send you the Discord server link in my it's comment description only. You can click it, and you can just ask me any doubt here. I would be like most of the time most of the time present there or available there to answer your doubts. And bye.